This story will inspire you and teach you a lifelong lesson. You don't love the same woman. My grandfather said those six words when I asked him the secret to staying married for over 60 years. I was expecting the usual answer, like communication, trust, patience, date nights, and all that. Instead, he looked across the room at my grandmother. He smiled and said, "You don't love the same woman all over again." I didn't understand that. So I asked him what he meant. He looked at her again, my grandmother, and said, "The woman I married at 22 isn't the woman sitting beside me today." Then he explained she had changed. She has changed as well. Motherhood changed her. Hardship changed her. Success changed her. Age changed her. And every time she changed, I had a choice. He could complain that she wasn't the woman he fell in love with, or he could fall in love with the woman she was becoming. That sentence stayed with me because maybe that's where many marriages, many relationships, where they begin to die. Not because love disappears, but because one person changes and the other person keeps loving an older version of them. At 30, my grandmother needed something different. At 40, she needed respect more than romance. At 50, she needed partnership more than promises. And later in life, she needed something even simpler, just presence of my grandfather. My grandfather told me this. People make the mistake of thinking they fall in love once. They don't realize that if you are lucky, you get the opportunity to fall in love with the same person many times. Every new season reveals another version of them. The person who once needed excitement may eventually need only peace to sustain the marriage or the relationship. The person who once wanted constant attention may later need understanding. The person who once dreamed of building a life may one day simply want someone sitting beside them when the house gets quiet, someone walking hand in hand with them. And if you are not paying attention, you might wake up one day next to someone you love and realize you haven't really known them for years. That's why lifelong love isn't about loving someone exactly as they were when you met them. It's about staying curious enough to discover who they are becoming. Keep learning them, keep noticing them. Every human person is a bond of possibility. Keep asking questions, keep choosing them every day because people aren't status. They evolve, they break, they heal, they dream, they change. And perhaps the greatest form of love isn't saying, "I will love you forever." Maybe it's saying, "Who are you becoming? And how can I love that person too?" So, my grandparents didn't stay together for over 60 years because love was always easy. They stayed because every time life introduced them to a new version of each other, they choose to meet again. So, here is the question: if your partner changed completely over the years, would you fall in love with who they became or keep wishing they were who they used to be? Tell me your answers in the comments. And if you believe in relationships are worth understanding beyond the obvious, I believe we might not see us again if you don't follow us or if you don't subscribe to our YouTube channel. Because sometimes the deepest truths about life are hidden inside the simplest stories. If your partner changed completely over the years, would you fall in love with who they became or keep wishing they were who they used to be?